If you're wondering which drones for photography are worth your money, stick around. After we run through each product, I'll give you my personal take. Would I buy it or would I skip it? No fluff, just my honest opinion. Let's get into it. DJI Air3S. The Air3S boasts an exceptional 50MP main camera with 14 stops of dynamic range that absolutely crushes it in challenging lighting conditions, while the secondary 48MP telephoto lens gives you that sweet 70mm equivalent focal length for versatile shooting options. Unfortunately, the telephoto lens struggles a bit in low light compared to the main camera. And at 724G, this bad boy requires more regulatory paperwork than those cute little sub-249G drones that can fly practically anywhere. Would I buy it? Yes, because with 45 minutes of flight time, omnidirectional obstacle avoidance with LiDAR for night flying, and that massive 42GB internal storage, this drone is practically begging to take your aerial photography game to ridiculous new heights. DJI Mavic 3 Pro. This beast rocks a micro 4/3 main camera with a variable aperture from f2, 8 to f11, and a whopping 43-minute battery life. Plus, it gives you 3 different lens options, including a 24mm, 70mm, and 166mm equivalent for maximum creative flexibility. The downside is you'll pay over $2,000 for this premium experience, and the 166mm telephoto camera produces noticeably lower quality images than the main camera, with some annoying purple fringing around highlights that'll drive perfectionists absolutely crazy. Would I buy it? Maybe, because while the image quality from the main camera is stellar, and the triple lens setup is incredibly versatile, that hefty price tag makes me question if I really need the marginal improvements over the Air3S for my photography needs. DJI Mini 3. This little 248G wonder packs the same camera as the pricier Mini3 Pro with a 1/1.3" 12MP sensor that can shoot in both landscape and portrait orientations, all while staying under the weight limit that would require registration in many countries. The trade-off is there's absolutely zero collision avoidance, no subject tracking, and reduced video functionality compared to its Pro sibling, so you better have some serious piloting skills or be prepared for some potentially expensive crashes. Would I buy it? Yes, because at just $559 for the standard kit, it delivers excellent image quality in an ultra-portable package that beginners can easily master, making it the perfect entry point into aerial photography without breaking the bank. Autel Robotics Evo Lite. Plus, this orange Maverick comes with a 1-inch 20MP sensor and an adjustable aperture from f2, 8 to f11. That gives you way more control over your exposure than fixed aperture drones. Plus, it can shoot in 5.4K at 30 fps with impressive low light performance. The downside is the obstacle detection system only works forward, backward, and downward, with no sideways sensors, and it has no automatic obstacle avoidance system, instead just slowing down when it detects something in its path, which feels like a half-baked safety feature. Would I buy it? Maybe, because while its punchy image processing delivers vibrant, high-contrast photos with incredible sharpness, and it has impressive wind resistance up to 38 miles per hour, the limited obstacle detection makes me nervous about flying in complex environments. DJI Mini4 Pro. This tiny sub-249G drone somehow manages to pack omnidirectional obstacle avoidance, 48MP photos, and 4K video at up to 100 FPS into a package that's regulation-friendly in most countries, making it the ultimate travel companion for aerial photographers. The downsides are it's not particularly robust, uses annoying screw-fix propellers instead of the quicker bayonet style, and has no lens hood, which can cause some frustrating flare issues when shooting toward the sun. Would I buy it? Yes, because despite its limitations, the combination of impressive image quality, regulatory freedom, and advanced features like focus track and quick shots in such a tiny package makes this the perfect drone for photographers who prioritize portability and convenience. DJI Mini3 Pro. This ultra-compact drone packs a serious punch with its 12.1 MP 1/1.3" CMOS sensor, extendable to 48MP, and the game-changing ability to rotate the camera 90 degrees for true vertical shooting, perfect for social media content. The Mini3 Pro delivers excellent handling with 3 different speeds and built-in obstacle avoidance, though you'll need to shell out extra for the Plus battery, which increases flight time from 34 to 47 minutes, but pushes it over the 250G weight limit, requiring registration in most countries. Would I buy it? Yes, because the combination of portability, image quality, and that sweet vertical shooting mode makes it ideal for travel photography without the hassle of lugging around a bigger drone. DJI Flip. The Flip bridges the gap between entry-level and pro drones with its smallish Type 1/1.3,48 megapixel quad Bayer sensor that features DJI's dual ISO fusion for better dynamic range. Plus, it can record in 4K/60p, which is basically essential for any serious aerial work. While it's versatile and produces outstanding photos in all conditions, making it a better choice for photography compared to the Mini 3 at a similar price point, you'll need to buy ND filters separately since it has a fixed f1.7 aperture that can't be adjusted for exposure control. Would I buy it? Yes, because it delivers exceptional photo quality for its price range and sits perfectly between the basic Neo and the pricier Mini4 Pro, giving you most of the features you need without breaking the bank. DJI Mavic 3 Classic. This drone houses the best camera currently available on a folding drone, a Hasselblad 20MP 4/3 camera with a 24mm equivalent lens and adjustable f/2.8-f/11 aperture that produces images sharpest in the center with only minimal edge fall off. The Mavic 3 Classic is essentially a stripped-down version of the original Mavic 3, ditching the telephoto camera to deliver a more cost-effective option. But at 895G, it's still significantly heavier than the Mini series, making it less portable for travel photography. Would I buy it? Maybe, because while it offers professional-grade image quality and excellent safety features, the price is still steep when you factor in the Fly More kit that most users will need for extra batteries and accessories. DJI Mavic 2 Pro. This drone delivers stunning aerial shots with its 20MP 1-inch CMOS sensor and Hasselblad camera that captures up to 14 stops of dynamic range, though realistically closer to 12 usable stops, and the adjustable aperture from f2.8 to f11 is incredibly handy with the sharpest pictures achieved around f4 to f5.6. While it's not the absolute best if you're looking at image quality alone, the DJI Inspire 2 or Metris with professional cameras would win there, the Mavic 2 Pro offers the best balance of usability and image quality, though it's a bit soft at the edges at f2.8. Would I buy it? Yes, because it combines the image quality of a decent DSLR camera in a compact and durable drone that's perfect for landscape photography, especially with its impressive ISO performance that remains usable at higher settings. Potensic Atom. This budget-friendly drone captures surprisingly detailed 12MP stills with faithful color reproduction using its 1/3-inch Sony CMOS sensor, and the 3-axis mechanical gimbal ensures smooth 4K/30 FPS video that looks great even in windy conditions. The downside is that while closer subjects appear sharp, more distant scenes are only acceptably sharp rather than pin sharp, and there's subtle yet noticeable vignetting in photos. Though thankfully you can shoot in both JPEG and RAW formats, which is rare for drones at this price point. Would I buy it? Yes, because for under $300, you're getting manual camera controls, reliable flight performance, and effective subject tracking features that make this one of the best beginner drones available, even without collision avoidance. DJI Inspire 3. This professional-grade beast packs a full-frame Zenmuse X98K air gimbal camera that delivers stunning 44.7MP photos and 8K video at up to 75 FPS in ProRes RAW, making smaller drones look like toys in comparison. But at a hefty weight of 3,995G and a price that would make your wallet cry, it's definitely not for casual weekend photographers. The drone's nimble flight capabilities let you capture cinematic shots with precision thanks to its 58 mph maximum speed and advanced features like Waypoint Pro and 3D Dolly. Though you'll need some serious muscles to lug this thing around terrain since it's about as portable as a small refrigerator. Would I buy it? No, unless I'm shooting for Hollywood or have money falling out of my pockets. This professional drone is incredible, but complete overkill for most photographers. DJI Mini 4K. This sub-250G drone delivers impressive 4K video quality that beats rivals with manual camera control and quick shots, making it a perfect entry-level option for beginners who want to step up their aerial photography game without breaking the bank. The drone's 31-minute battery life gives you plenty of time to capture those perfect shots, though it lacks object collision sensors and the subject tracking found in pricier models like the Mini4 Pro. So you might end up playing an expensive game of dodge the tree if you're not careful. Would I buy it? Yes, this is probably your best first drone if you're more interested in flying than taking aerial selfies, offering excellent value with 4K video quality that punches above its weight class. Hover Air X1. This pocket-sized selfie drone can be extracted, unfolded, powered on, and launched from your outstretched hand in under 20 seconds, making it the fastest time-to-drone experience that no DJI model can match. The drone's maximum resolution is limited to 2.7K/30 fps with somewhat shaky footage and light winds, and it struggles to maintain object lock when I'm cycling at even a leisurely 12 miles per hour. But honestly, who cares when it makes capturing personal moments for social media this damn easy? Would I buy it? Yes, while it won't give you those expansive panoramic shots DJI excels at, this little drone makes a compelling argument for being the ideal drone for capturing personal moments both indoors and outdoors. Autel Evo Nano. Plus, this mini drone packs a surprisingly large 1/1.28-inch RYYB sensor with an f1.9 aperture that delivers stunning low-light performance, making it capable of better image and video quality than any other sub-249G drone, with the possible exception of the DJI Mini3 Pro. The collision detection system provides confidence when moving around houses and trees at low levels, though sunlight hitting the sensors directly can cause the system to see something that doesn't exist, resulting in annoying proximity warnings while cruising at 300 feet or more. Would I buy it? Yes, if you're looking for exceptional image quality in a sub-249G package and don't mind paying a premium, this drone delivers professional-level results in a tiny form factor. DJI Neo. This palm-sized 135G drone is DJI's cheapest 4K-capable option, with a surprisingly large 1.2-inch sensor that can capture detailed 12MP stills, though you're limited to JPEG-only images with no RAW support and basic dynamic range. The drone is incredibly easy to use with hassle-free operation through intelligent shooting modes and handheld takeoff, but the video suffers from heavy-handed processing with fine detail looking chunky and blocky, even in ample light, making the footage look like it was edited by an overzealous Instagram filter. Would I buy it? Maybe if you're just getting into drones and want something affordable, portable, and easy to use for social media content. But be prepared for some compromises in image quality compared to DJI's pricier options. DJI Avata 2. The Avata 2 is a significant upgrade over its predecessor with a larger 1/3 inches CMOS super wide-angle camera that captures breathtaking 4K/60 FPS HDR video with sharper images and enhanced dynamic range, making it perfect for aerial photography enthusiasts who want stunning clarity. However, while it offers impressive low-light performance that's usable up to ISO 12800, I've noticed some occasional blockiness in video at 4K 60p when flying fast, likely due to the 130 megabits per second bitrate limitation, something to consider if you're planning to shoot high-speed action sequences. Would I buy it? Yes, because this is literally my all-time favorite drone that perfectly accommodates different flight styles while offering significantly improved image quality and stabilization compared to the original Avata. Plus, those ducted guards make it safer for flying through tight spaces without crashing when you bump into things. Potensic Atom SE. The Atom SE comes with a 12MP Sony CMOS sensor capable of shooting 4K at 30 fps and RAW photos, but the footage often looks grainy, lacks true 4K quality, and suffers from jerky movements since it relies solely on electronic image stabilization rather than a proper 3-axis mechanical gimbal. The camera also has frustrating limitations with only exposure compensation control available, no manual settings for ISO, white balance, or shutter speed, and shows noticeable vignetting in photos along with softness at the edges of the frame despite decent center sharpness. Would I buy it? Maybe, because while the camera performance is underwhelming compared to the DJI Avata 2, it's still one of the best budget drones available with impressive features like GPS positioning, automated flight modes, and a sub-250G weight that makes it regulator-friendly. Perfect if you're a beginner who wants to get into drone photography without breaking the bank. Thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you pick the drones for photography for you. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. Links to all of these products mentioned in this video will be in the description.